Welcome, Libra, to 1111 Tarot, and this is your March 2020 reading. Here we go, my lovelies. A whole bunch of good stuff to kind of like bring you guys into what's been going on. So I took a couple days off and I went to an auction and I was able to pick up this 1940s, sometime in the 1940s, Zolar deck. Now I'm keeping the case in this little box because it's so old. I'm going to show it to you guys this one time. I'm going to do it through all the reads. And look at the box. I don't even want to touch it much. It is so old. It's legitimate. My day job, I'm a personal property appraiser, so I'm very familiar with the patina and everything. But what's really awesome about this deck, let me put it back in here. I'm so excited to show that to you, is Libra. My Librarians, look at you. You've got your own card. So it came with all these old cards. And yes, I'm going to be using these in the read. But what's interesting is at the end of this read, particularly, I'm going to go over your card and what it had back in the 1940s. And also, the other part of the deck is answers and clues and messages, all kinds of good stuff. So there's going to be a 3-question answer using this 1940s Zolar deck. Okay? So that's one thing we're going to do in your read. Also, I have 2 prototype decks that we're going to be using during the read, which is a lover's message. It's called Third Eye Spy. And then also the Paper Moon deck, which you'll get familiar with. It has a lot of astrology in it, where the position of the moon is, all kinds of good stuff and messages. If either of those decks are something that you want, I should say this way, you just email me at rubberducky2005@yahoo.com. That information's below. And I can put on hold when they do come in because they're at the printers right now. Hot on the press. I can hold some decks for you. There's going to be a limited amount. So if you're interested, you need to get on the ball with that. And then, here we go. I'm so excited to tell you guys, this is a brand new deck. It matches the mystery deck that I was using. I found out it's called Gilded Revere Lenormand. It's expanded edition. And I'm going to be giving this away to one lucky subscriber. So just write deck giveaway in the comments below. And then on April 1st, I am going to go through and pick a lucky subscriber, announce it on that reading that airs that day, and that person is going to win this deck. So there is a lot going on. Let me put this. Let's see, we're running out of room. We'll put that right up there. Now, you guys, as if that's not enough, I'm also introducing this small deck with this month's readings, and I'm going to try to say this. Nicoletta Cecilio, I don't know. Little girl tarot, okay? It's little tiny tarot this big. It's full of young girls, so it's very pretty. All right, let's get started, Libra. If you guys like what I'm doing, please hit the like button. You have no idea how much that helps this channel. And if it is your message, you'll know if it resonates. Don't make it fit. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. You know, drop it at the door and go to the next reading. So, but it may fit perfectly. It might be your story. You'll know your people, your places, your things, and so forth. All right, my lovelies, please hit that subscribe button as well as turning that little bell red to gray. That way you know when I'm uploading the next video. I pre-shuffled and I pre-smudged and I premeditated on all the decks. We're going to start off here with a good tarot. Then we're going to go into the beautiful creatures tarot, the Paper Moon deck, Third Eye Spy, and then this deck here, the Little Girl Tarot. And then we're going to do the 1940s Zolar fortune-telling deck. So this is going to be a full spread. Let's go with this. We're going to start here in Great Spirit. This is where I like to work with the universe and see what their message is back at us. 5 of Air. All right, Libra. So I will tell you, this month starts off with almost a feeling of wanting to move. And that's what I see as a lot of action. And normally 5 of Air people are like, well, this is a battle, this is a struggle. And it is going to be a challenge because I feel like you're going to feel like you want to stretch your legs. And I think you see this like there's like this yo-yo that comes down with this big circle and she's performing. I think you're going to feel a little bit like you have to keep all the plates spinning. So that'll be the challenge, okay? All right, so that was a good tarot, and that is the center of our spread. Now let's jump over here, and we're going to go all the way around the wheel, and we're going to go through our east, our south, our west, and our north. Let's cut this deck. I just love this deck. It inspires me, and it brings out a lot of emotion when I'm reading, which I enjoy a lot because it really does get me like really in your energy. Okay, here we go. Take a deep breath. Here we go. In the air part, which is all about your thoughts, where you are. You've got a little bit of a tough part going on here. We have this imprisonment, like I said, like you're performing, trying to keep all these ducks in a row and all these plates spinning. And Eight of Swords is self-imprisonment. It's interesting. There's like dinosaur, like old thinking in this bubble when she just longs to go do what she wants to do. So this is by some sort of mental prison that you've got yourself in with the Eight of Swords that's coming up. And I do feel you're going to struggle, but I can tell you it gets really good. I can feel that. So stay tuned. Here we are. We're going in the South Node, Earth Realm. Four of Pentacles, Greed. Now, when you see a toad, it's all about releasing, and this card is greed. So you're holding on to something too tight. Might be regarding money. It could be a relationship. It could be some way of thinking. Could be a lot of things. So we'll get some clarifiers here in a moment. Let's move up here where the west is. This is where the sun sets. And at the end of the day, you know, where our head hits that pillow, what are we really feeling and thinking? Now, at the beginning of the day, we start off with, oh my God, we have so much to do, right? We got to keep all the plates spinning. We got to keep all the candles lit, and we're burning the candle almost at both ends, I feel, and you're wearing yourself very thin. So in the West, we get, are you serious? You have two Five of Swords in a row. A double natural Five of Swords conflict. Well, Libra, I'm telling you, you feel defeated, and I don't know why. We're going to have to find out. Has something to do with you were holding on to something. And I think it was a stalemate. I get a stalemate, and I feel like you're just giving up. And that's why you feel defeated. Like you had yourself invested in something, and it was kind of secret, if you will, held in this little secret bubble. And it's something from the past. And you just decided it's holding you in struggle, and so you've got the 5 and a 5. You're done. You're walking away. You're just throwing in the white flag and saying, whatever, I'm done. And so you have a 10, which is a 10 to 1, because you had the 10 by going 1 plus 0 is 1. So it's an ending and the new beginning, a rebirth, if you will. We're going to go up here and let's talk about that rebirth. North Node, water. It's about our spiritual success. There you are, the rebirth. So I believe you go into you go into a very abundant, and the rebirth is showing in the monarch's wings on her. You go into a rebirth of abundance, and you are single. It's absolutely exquisite card. Very fruitful with the picture. All right. Now, I'm going to put this deck over here. Let's see. We'll put it over on this side. And this is where we're going to ask our 3 questions at the end. They are yes and no, and the cards do say it. And that's that 1940s deck. And if you are wanting to get into the drawing, just simply subscribe and write deck giveaway. And then you're in the drawing for April 1st. All right, you guys. Let's see here. Very interesting with you ending up so strong. And I think as we qualify, it's just going to get better and better. I really do. I see March as a very plentiful month for you. Okay, let's grab this paper moon deck. It's going to tell us what cycle we are in. Here we go. Now, this is my prototype deck. And let me know in the description. I always say description, but it's called comments below. If you're interested, or if even you just like it. On the Oracle side, we have the cycle you're in. Says, you need a change. Visit some friends and family to brighten your mood. Now, it is a 12-18, which boils down to a reduction of 3. Right? Yes. And it says Chiron goes direct in Aries. Venus goes retrograde in Capricorn. Cold full moon, Gemini. So Libra, Gemini might mean something to you, fellow air sign. But cold full moon, I think it's being eliminated in this full moon, something to you. And you might need to pull into your support group, because this is a very private feeling. I don't feel others really understand what's going on or even know, but I do sense that you're releasing something that you've held on to for quite some time. And that's what you're doing. Your struggle is to release this feeling of, I wouldn't call it greed, even though the card says it. Intuitively, I feel like you're holding on for the secure feeling it gave you, or at least that's what you remember. I think you've realized that you may have been holding on to some sort of an illusion, if you will, and that's where the defeat comes, as this reality check that it's too much of a struggle and it's one-sided and you're the one investing and there's nothing coming back at you. And that's where you're releasing it. And that's what you're meant to do. You can see this in your North Node. Let's see where you're headed in your cycle. What you can't see is on the other side of the moon. Follow your intuition, 313, which is March 13th, actually. New moon, Pisces. So there is something definitely being hidden from you. And I think stepping into your strength, your power, is going to allow this to come to fruition. I think that's part of this cycle, is just allowing things to just... You've had this energy of winning at all costs, like you're just secretly not giving up, right? But at this point, I feel like you're pulling back your energy because it doesn't feel like it's being given back to you in any way to reciprocate, right? So the most beautiful strength is how strong you become, in the fact that now you don't need anything else. You're good. You've got this. You're this independent, driven, I can do it myself kind of gal or guy, right? You really just don't need anybody else. Not that you wouldn't like someone else, it's just you don't need them at this point. So you're at one of the strongest points in your life, which is incredible. And that's what I focus on as your North Node. Everything else is basically just the fate and destiny trying to get us to our North Node so that we leave back behind our South Node, the things we're holding on to. So we've got this fate and destiny crossing our path. And now we've got the 4 pentacle area. So these are the pillars that hold up, the material pillars that hold up this reading in the 3D. And we're going to co-create with the divine, with the universe, so that we maintain our manifestation in balance. We're always manifesting all the time. And so it's good to stay in tune and see where we're headed to make sure that it is aligned with our higher good. Okay, guys, about this time, we're going to grab this I Spy deck, and we're going to grab some qualifiers. We'll shuffle the deck. We'll actually just cut the deck, and that was a weird cut. Anyway, that gets your energy involved. We're going to pull 4 cards. Let's do that. We'll set them over here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I feel like your person that you're letting go of, and that's what I feel. It's going to be really important to understand their message to you. So let's go ahead and pull those at the end. And we'll also do the yes or no, 3 yes or no. So get your 3 questions ready. And at the end of the read, you can pause it. You can decide what questions you have. We can answer yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. Okay? All right, my lovely. Here we go. Let's go ahead and work on the tarot itself. Now, normally I have my deck picked for the tarot. Oh, here it is. I was going to say where I've shuffled it and I wasn't seeing it. So we're going to use this little girl tarot. They are so tiny and cute. I just love them. A newer deck to me. I'm always trying to keep the channel moving and bring in interesting things for everybody. Let's take a deep breath and just kind of let the frustration go. You know, it's a bump in the road, but whenever we have that, we may slow down, but then we get ourselves back up to speed. And that's what I see you doing here. All right, Libra lovely, let's qualify this 8 of Swords. This is self-imprisonment, and we're going to find out what is illuminated that has you self-imprisoned right here. So you definitely have the Judgment card, right? Justice. Yeah, Justice. All right. In clarity, you have the Knight of Cups. And in wisdom, you have the Queen of Wands. Interesting. All right, guys. So let's break this down. When we're qualifying this 8 of Swords, it's quite interesting because you're in your own power right here, illumination, which is justice. So you're getting the scales balanced, and that's when it goes in your favor. And it's because you're like, wait a minute, this is unbalanced. I'm making a change. And so you have this Knight of Cups, which Virgo and Leo energy. I believe, I'm trying to think, do I have that right? No. Pisces. Pisces energy. And it's on the board, it's on Gemini. And this is on Aquarius. And this is on Libra, your energy again. And we have the Queen of Wands. So with the Queen of Wands, you've got Pisces, Libra. All right. So this is very interesting. We have childlike, well, we have the baby, and then we have the rocking horse. So there's a very quick energy that's very dependent, codependent, actually. I think this very codependent. Rocking horse, a child's room. So this is too young of an energy in perspective, and you're just like, no, I'm not doing this. Yeah, she looks like her dress is icing and she's just stuck at the top of cake, like she's this ideal person and she's just going to raise this baby and do all the work. And that's what got you stuck in your head when you really looked at this. You're like, this is an old way of thinking for me. And it's just easier to let it go, right? Let's move here where we're looking at this toad or frog, and it's about this 4 of Pentacles holding on, and it is obviously time to release. She shouldn't be holding a giant frog forever. Okay, in love, you have the Knight of Club, which is the same as Knight of Wand. In trust, you have the Page of Wand. And in growth, you have the 6 of Swords. Beautiful for the growth. Now, let's get a hold of what's going on here. So in your position on love, which is your 10th house here on the board, it's about your life path on the house. But on the position of the board, it's love. And you have this Knight of Wands, which is this in and out, passionate, you know, here for the moment. Great for the parade, great for the circus, great loves affair, but not there wanting to help clean up after the party, right? So in and out. And that's you're done with that. That's what you're releasing. What's interesting is you have this Page of Wands, which it's almost like you're going to get this, you can trust it. It's absolutely in your intuition. This person's going to wait their time out, and then they're going to send this message of how much they miss you. You know, they're going to be like, do you miss me? I've been thinking of you. Yeah. I just kind of want to see you. How you been? What you been up to? Yeah, you want to hang out? Want to get together? And this is where the beauty comes in. With growth, you're moving to calmer grounds. Because look at this. It's like a baby sleeping in this little wreath basket or little tiny boat. It's just, you're done. You're going to sleep at night. You're moving to calmer grounds. And in order to sleep at night, I feel like you're releasing this frog because it never turned into a prince. That's what I feel. Right, Libra? All right, let's get up here. We've got these two Five of Swords. So the divine as well as your ancestors, you know, at the end of the day, you feel defeat. Why do you feel defeat? Let's look at this. Here we go. In introspection, you have the Page of Sword. In dream, you have the Eight of Wands. And then you have the Strength card. Wow, I'm so happy to see this. All right. So in introspect, your philosophy, which is your 9th house, Sagittarius on the board, might mean something, might not. You've got this Knight of Swords. And Knight of Swords, they race in, they cut out what is not necessary. And that's what I feel. I feel like you're really thinking things out, and what, you know, she's floating off the ground. She's going for a higher good. She's like, I am absolutely going for my higher good. I'm not going to stop and look back at this. I'm just not. And then we have this Eight of Wands, which is communication, right? You know it's coming in. In your perspective, there's going to be more communication to close the cycle off. But you do have the strength in your experience because you've already made the decision and you've determined basically this is a house of cards and it's a matter of time. It's basically a tower waiting to happen if you continue on this path with this person because it's set on such, I mean, the slightest door closing or it's eggshells, you know? It's just not set on stable ground. And that's what's got you sitting here going, I don't think so. Let's move up to this Nine of Pentacles, which is a breath of fresh air, because this is you gaining your stability and looking at it, not necessarily as defeat, right? Not allowing this imprisonment to get to you, but actually seeing it as breaking a very tough karmic cycle that has been going on for generations. So for you to actually be able to say, I've beaten the cycle and here I go, watch me, you know, hear me roar if you're a woman, or hear me, you know, roar if I'm a guy, because you could be like, right? Okay, in cleansing, we're qualifying that single position. You've got the 7, which is the Chariot in cleansing. I don't know, maybe you're going to get in your car and go, but you are on a divine trip. That's for absolute sure. And you are going to be rewarded because your Chariot is winning the race through your spiritual success. And that's what we're at. Because at the end of the race, guess what? The Chariot's victorious. So you have a major arcana here and a major arcana here on either side of you being single at this time. This isn't a lifetime of being single. It's simply for a short time. And look at, you're going to be surrounded with all this luscious fruit, right? Fruitful rewards. Going into renewal, you have the 3 of Pentacles working with the divine. And look, this is like Alice in Wonderland, a whole new place to go. Might be out of your comfort zone a little bit to be single and working with the divine. But in working with the universe, you're going to be successful. Beautiful energy here. In purity. There we are. 2 of Pentacles. It's about you making the correct decision in your favor is your purity. And that's what you did. This by all means says when you make your decision. You know, look, her head's not attached. Do you see that? Her head's not attached to her body. So what I'm getting is you're not thinking with your body. You're thinking with your true head over heart decision. And I never understood, why would you not go with your heart? Isn't love the most important thing? But not if it is at your own peril. And that's what I get here. And that's why you need this protection. And that's what you get here in your experience, is this is a strength card, which is protection. And you are going to be single for a little while. But once you accept this, and you've done this all basically on just working within yourself quietly, right? Let's come over here. We're going to grab our third eye spy cards. We're going to see how this person feels. Now, this might be a little hard to take, but here we go. Let me put that over there. That was just the cover. Like I said, prototype deck while it's at the printers. I've been looking for you for lifetimes. So your soulmate's looking for you. This is your real soulmate talking. The one that's going to come in after you've gotten this complete cycle completed, finished, door closed. You've embraced your single and you've embraced your power. And you're like, I know who I am. I have strength. And I'm victorious. And I'm going to work with the divine. And I'm going to go for what's best for me. That's when this comes in. And so your soulmate's been looking for you for lifetimes. You broke this karmic cycle. Now let's see what happens with the Four of Pentacles. I regret how I treated you. Oh, somebody, that's barbed wire just left to rust on the side of an old barn. And it was kind of like it's taken for granted. Whenever you need it, you just go grab it. Yeah. And that hurts. And that's what you're going to let go of, is being the way you might have felt on how you treated someone, or that might be how they feel about you, however it resonates. Let's go up to the Five of Swords, where you've got this defeat. I want to see you again. Yeah, they're coming back in. I told you they're coming back in. There it is. They want to see you again. So you do have words to share with this person. Let's go up to this. I feel intense desire for you. They do too. They're passionate. It's just they want to be there for the party, the fun, and get rolling. They don't want to sit still. And that's been the complication of this entire thing. And so you are moving to calmer grounds, right? You're like, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to do what's best for me. I'm not going to be part of the struggle anymore. And it says, what you can't see on the other side of the moon, follow your intuition. And it says 313, which you got a base number of 7 if you reduce it, and new moon Pisces. So there is something coming up, this new moon on March 13th, possibly. All right, I love you to the moon and back. I want to thank you so much. Make sure and put down give a deck giveaway and subscribe so that you're in the giveaway for April 1st on that deck of cards. I haven't forgot that we're going to do our pick a three, or well, it's not even pick a three, ask 3 questions, right? But I want to say I love you to the moon and back if this is where you leave me. Thank you so much, Libra. Now, before we get to your questions, I know, we're getting there. I want to look at this, and we're going to do this through all the readings. So, Libra, lucky number 7. What does that say? I don't even know. It says, denotes an unexpected meeting. Okay? And then it says, let me get it in focus good for you. It says, receipt of a letter or a message. All right, now let's flip it over. And it says, now I'm only going to do this one time, so it's not like I'm going to do this every time, but I am going to use the cards in our readings. It says September 23rd to October 22nd. Your ruling planets is Venus, 7th house, pertains to marriage and partnerships. The following are the astrological characteristics of the sign. Positive ones are thoughtful, gracious, impartial, compassionate, modest, artistic, affectionate, and refined. Negative are ambitious. How is that negative? Exclusive. I think that's great. Vain, cowardly, shadow. Let me get it back into focus. Susceptible, reckless, and indecisive. Harmonizes best with Gemini, Aquarius. Next best with Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. Occupation. Succeed best in professions requiring good taste, art, and music. Peculiarities are worry over trifles. Always looking for something better. Excellent intuition. Lucky day is Friday. Lucky gem opal. And lucky color gray. Isn't that beautiful? So maybe you are getting some unexpected meeting, and maybe there's going to be a letter or a message coming into you, Libra. We do know we've got somebody wanting to see us again, right? Okay, are you ready? Here we go. We're going to cut the deck and flip it. So, question 1. It is favorable. It says, pertains to future plans and moves, domestic or romantic affairs. Your answer is lucky number 1, and it is absolutely favorable. Let's see what it says here. It says that it's the ruler of Sagittarius as its favorable Jupiter planet, and it stands for generosity, benevolence, devotion, charity, and honesty. The favorable Jupiter is in the following houses indicates. So, whatever house you would be in, I'm trying to think, Libra was in the 7th house. So this would be yours. A visitor from out of town. Okay? That is your number 1. Let's go ahead, put the deck back together, and we'll go to question number 2. Here we go, Libras, Libras. I love you guys. Thanks for being with me. Hit that like and subscribe and share if you would. Turn that little red bell gray. Show your love. Leave your DNA on the like button, right? Okay, here we go. Question number 2. Unfavorable. Saturn. Lucky number 5. Let's see what it says. Denotes temporary misunderstandings with friends or associates. So it's an unfavorable answer or outcome. It says this is Saturn. It is the ruler of Capricorn, and it stands for suspicion, deceit, skepticism, hypocrisy. Yeah, hypocrisy and discontentment. The unfavorable Saturn in the following house indicates. Let's go to number 7. Postpone out of town trip. I'm so confused because you don't want to okay, so you want to postpone your out of town trip. Maybe it's because question 1 shows somebody from out of town visiting, right? You don't want to miss them. Okay, my lovelies, here we go. We're going to cut this deck. Then we will cut it again and take the middle card. Question number 3. Favorable. Saturn. All right. So this is lucky number 3. It says, denotes love and sympathy, affection and good wishes. And it says, planet favorable Saturn, ruler of Capricorn, stands for fidelity, purity, justice, prudence, and caution. The favorable Saturn in the following houses indicates. Number 7, postpone out-of-town negotiations. So yeah, I don't think you're supposed to travel for some reason, is what the cards are saying. So maybe you'll miss something if you do. I will thank you so very much for sticking with me till the very end. I hope you are the winner. Make sure you hit subscribe and list deck giveaway in the comments. Thank you, Libra, Libra, Libra. Love you to the moon and back.